Hey my thrifty friends, Tabs here from the Urban Goddess Shop. We are going to talk about 5 keyword aesthetics that you need to be using and shopping for right now in 2022. I get a lot of questions about which keywords to use, what do they mean, what type of items fall under them, and we're going to cover all of that in this video. These are 5 keywords that are currently trending. These are keywords that I would be using, and these are kind of fashion styles and trends that I'm shopping for right now. So what does this mean? What colors, what prints, what fabrics, like what am I looking for to use these keywords? First one that I want to cover that I feel like has been happening for quite a while and is still a very popular one is Cottage Core. Can we all just have a moment for Cottage Core? It's still a trend. People are still buying items that meet Cottage Core. I don't think it's as popular as it was last year. Cottage Core is a fashion aesthetic made popular by teenagers and young adults celebrating an idealized rural life. The aesthetic centers on traditional rural clothing and is related to a similar aesthetic movement such as Gorecore, Farmcore, and Fairy Core, which I feel like is also very similar to Cottage Core. Under each of these, I'm going to kind of go over some style notes, and these are things that I noticed in trends on Pinterest, photos of the items, and just kind of a generalization of what I would say fall into it. So for Cottage Core, floral print is a very popular one. A lot of them, it's like a very small floral print, flowy dresses, midi, full length, peasant style. I always think of like off the shoulder, ruching, white embroidered cotton, lots of neutral tones, corset bodices that go into kind of a full skirt, puff sleeves, ruching around the bodices, ruching and ruffles around the sleeves. Just think feminine, neutral tone. Little House on the Prairie is kind of what plays into my mind. I think there's a lot of also variations that fall under Cottage Core, but this was kind of like the main ideals of what Cottage Core was. I am still using Cottage Core keywords. I think that this isn't going anywhere too fast right now. Let's go on to number 2, which is dark academia. This is one of my favorites, and it's actually probably a newer aesthetic that I have been looking for, probably even just like the last month or two. Definitely very trending. I also noticed in Poshmark, when you go to tag keywords, it's popping up at the top, which I feel like Posh is starting to put more applicable keywords into that quick search there. Dark academia is a literary and social media aesthetic and subculture concerned with higher education, writing, poetry, the arts, and classic Greek and Gothic architecture. When I think of style notes for dark academia, so there's dark and light, and basically it's just like a color tone difference, but dark I think is the more prominent one. I think of cardigans, blazers, shirt dresses, ties, plaids, plaid skirts, oxfords, houndstooth, tweed, sweater vests. Typically these are going to be black, white, brown, dark green. I find a lot of jewel tones, and sometimes it can be considered close to Gothic. I always think of private school dress code. That's kind of what I think of. It's just its own subculture, and it's very popular right now. So definitely an aesthetic that I would be shopping for. It's definitely a trending keyword. And for all of these, I would actually recommend you going through your Poshmark closet or whatever platform you're selling on and adding these keywords to any listings that you currently have that you think would fall into each of these subcategories or aesthetics. Number 3 is one of my favorites. It is an aesthetic that I think I fall under, and it's Gorecore. I love Gorecore. It is like my favorite. It kind of falls into like granola girl. I read this on Grailed, which I didn't know that this is what it stood for. It says Gorecore was named after the colloquial term for trail mix, which is good old raisins and peanuts. So G-O-R-P. Good old raisins and peanuts. Oh my gosh, I'm dying. I love that. It is a style focused around wearing utilitarian, functional, outdoors inspired gear. Think hiking outdoor gear meets city folk. I love everything about Gorecore, although I do live the lifestyle to wear it, but I love it. I know why people enjoy it. It's its own vibe. Some of the style notes that I found under it, they may not be things that I necessarily am looking for, but I do feel like this is a really good basis if you are not familiar with what Gorecore is. Gorecore can be any color. It's typically a boxy fit. Think layering. I will use Gorecore if I think something is like, for example, an Eddie Bauer cotton knit oversized sweater. To me, this would be Gorecore because it could be layered with like chino pants, a puffy over top with a toque with their hair kind of down. It's just like a vibe. I also think layering like a fleece sweater with a puffy jacket, this would be something typical. Cinching at the waist or bottom hem, typically you'll also see these are like one size fits all styles, so a lot of times I'm picking these up in like large and extra large sizing. Wide leg pants, knit beanies, down-filled puffer jackets, Gore-Tex material. Some of the brands that fall under that would be like Arc'teryx, North Face, Patagonia, Marmot. Like there's just so many. Basically, if they're like an outdoor hiking mountaineer type brand, they probably fall into Gorecore. And it's just like that transition between outdoor living and city living. It's making it acceptable to wear those outdoor technical gears in everyday life. I love this style. This is my fave. The next two are more new to me. I just started using them as well. Normcore is the next one I'm going to cover. It is number 4. It's a unisex fashion trend. It's characterized by unpretentious, average looking clothing. Normcore fashion includes jeans, t-shirts, sweats, sneakers. Clothing is considered to be normcore when it is attractive and comfortable and is viewed as normal by the majority of people. So it's just like very average clothing. And I like this style. To me, this really reminds me of like Friends. Like it's like medium colored denim, white kind of V-neck shirt, plain black, you know, mules or slip-on mules. Like it's just a very normal average style. Nothing sticks out about it. So some style notes on it. It was like everyday style, casual wear, t-shirts, hoodies, polos, jeans, chinos, neutral tone. They tend to be unisex, so can be worn by male, female, they. It's simple, it's basic, and it is not trend driven. So I actually really like this. I'm going to be adding Normcore to quite a few of my listings because I see this as a trend. Definitely, I see this becoming more popular. To me, this almost falls under minimalist. I feel like I use minimalist often as a keyword where I may start switching it more to Normcore, but we'll see what I end up doing. But definitely this is a trend that's happening right now. And then the last one, which is probably one of my favorites because it is so much fun, and number 5 is Barbie Core. Barbie Core, as you can guess, it's Barbie related, and I think with Barbie the movie coming out, it really like made it its own style. Basically, it's a girly aesthetic inspired by Mattel fashion Barbie. The Barbie movie coming out has just like re-brought this trend back. I like to think of the style notes as pink everything, neon colors, like I think of 90s Barbie. Could be baby tees, low-rise jeans, which I'm not even going there, Ugg boots, tennis shoes, mini skirts. Think to yourself when you look at an item, would Barbie wear this? If you answer yes, it's probably Barbie Core, and we are going to see a ton of this over the next couple months. I think this is going to be the #1 Halloween costume that people are looking for, especially young girls like under 21. If you have anything in your closet that falls under Barbie Core, I would add keywords Barbie and Barbie Core to it, just because I think it is going to be something that is searched, popping up in the algorithms more and more, especially in the month of October and when the movie comes out. These are my 5 aesthetics. These are fashion keywords that you should be using in 2022. I also use these aesthetics when I'm outsourcing and just kind of keeping them in the back of my mind, and also when I am listing. Is there any other keyword aesthetics that you are using right now that you think are trending or that you know are trending and you want to share with us? If you're going to share your keyword, please give us some information about it, maybe what it is and what type of items fall under it. But I would love to hear if you have a keyword aesthetic that you have been using and that's been working for you. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it brings value to your reselling business. Make sure to give me a thumbs up. I know there are so many people that are not subscribed. Tap that subscribe button. That way you get notifications when new content is coming out. I am wishing you all many sales, and I'll see you next time. Bye.